Welcome to Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. You are in the right place at the right time because it's time to find out what is going on in the world of Project Die Hard. My name is Sue Roscoff. I am an ambassador here with Project Die Hard, and we do come on here live every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central because we need to make sure you know what's going on because there's a lot happening week in, week out, and who better to tell you all those wonderful things than our very own president and founder of this wonderful organization. We've got Brian Gibson joining us. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Oh, overly blessed. Hey, we got to do a shout out here saying welcome to everybody from On the Mark TV and Nonprofit TV now seeing Project Die Hard.
Yes.
This is outstanding. I got to ask you guys while you're here, share us out because this is the only way the mission's going to grow. Okay, we are so blessed and honored to be part of their networks. And watch and follow us because there's got some big things coming in the works, but this is why we need you to volunteer. So let's go to this little thing that we do every week. Bingo! All right. Guess what time of year it is?
Is it the holiday season?
Yeah.
But
Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, the holiday season, the holiday spike. The demons are attacking our heroes. And this is the time of year they get a big head start because of the anxiety, the depression, the survivor's guilt, the post-traumatic, right? That leads to addiction. Alcohol, for my case, was to drown the demons because that gives the demons to put the little whisper in the ear of them suicidal thoughts. So remember, every day is Check Your Vet Day. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Yes, so thank every veteran you know for their service. But check your vet. All right. The Die Hard Drive. I got the wrong logo in there. Go figure. Every third Saturday at every facility we are ever going to build. So this Saturday at Forward Operating Base Rush, if you want to see where your support goes, come on out. We got a lot to do, little time to do it. In fact, you're living up north, right?
heck yeah.
Why did you send that snow down to me this morning?
We just wanted to make sure you knew we were thinking about you. Sprinkling a little extra your way.
Yeah.
Bet you got more than I did.
Yeah. I woke up, I looked out, and I'm like, it is snowing. But yet, Saturday is supposed to be 70 degrees.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't get that here. We're done with that for a little while, unfortunately.
Welcome to Kentucky. All right. Die Hard 1 build. Right? How it all started, that motorcycle. Right? We are still seeking an inventory and part list volunteer for that. All right. Carbondale, Illinois. Yes, Carbondale, Illinois. I am calling you out. Okay. You have 3 of those orange cans waiting for you.
Who's going to get them? Oh my gosh, there's only 3. Come on. I want to know who's going to put their hand up first.
Yeah. Where will they be at? People need to know. They are the last of the 10 we can place out in the community. Now, you can't make it to an orange can. Well, then freeze this picture, blow it up, because you can visit any Paducah branch, say Die Hard 1, and they know what to do. Or there's wiring instructions on this picture. It'll be out on our socials, okay? Remember, On the Mark TV, Nonprofit TV, and the Disability Channel will be showing the build out, but the build will not start until we have the funds and parts in place. All right, the builder is thinking February, March. That's plenty of time for us to be ready when they say we're ready to start building. Here's the big one today. You're watching the PDH Monday Mission, right? And it's streaming to On the Mark and Nonprofit TV. We are working on our channel, but now how will you help make this blessing great? Scheduling, producing, editing. What do you got? What are you going to bring? All paid positions start as volunteer. So veterans get the best. It's just that simple, folks. I didn't get to the last slide, but the major important one is still 96 people. 96 people giving $22 a month is what is needed to keep the lights on at Forward Operating Base Rush.
They're out there. Who's got it? Who's going to take that first one? We have 96 spots available. Actually, I've got a QR code. Go there. You can get on like now. You can, as you're seeing this, you can go ahead and scan that, and it'll take you right to that page where you can be the next one.
Oh, I think I sent it to you guys. Let me look here. Don't need that open anymore. Let me look.
Keeping me in suspense.
Oh, look who's here.
Ooh. You want to find what you're looking for, or should I bring him in first?
Well, bring him in and talk to him a little.
All right. Well, we were talking already about On the Mark TV, and we have the man with us. Mark Balin is joining us. Mark, how are you? Oh, I can't hear you, though. You're muted. Hey,
Mark. We cannot hear you.
Ruh-roh. Not yet.
He owns a television station and he can't figure out super easy technology.
He's on his phone, so I think that makes a little more of a struggle here. But yeah, there's an unmute button somewhere in there. I'm not sure what it looks like on the phone. I'm usually doing this from my computer, so
yeah.
Hopefully it's easy enough to find.
Nothing now.
No.
Is he linked through his car?
Yeah, I wonder, is it possible that it's a Bluetooth thing through the car? Oh, he's going to come back. It's all good.
No, look, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I sent this to you guys. I think I should have.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't.
You're keeping secrets. Well, good thing
All
I'm
right, let me
here.
go dive in here.
It is the Mission Monday update, so, I'm getting an update live.
Yeah. It's going to be in this folder. It's going to go here. It's going to go here.
I see flashing happening in the background there.
Yeah. Hold on.
Pins and needles, man. Pins and needles.
Come on.
Oh, I think I saw something about this. Okay, tell us, what are we looking at?
Well, it's taken years, but we finally got a mission supplier for t-shirts. BreezeBreach.com. Veteran owned, no less. Mission supplier. Let's see if we can blow this up. Proud patron supporter. And on the back, you get that.
Awesome.
Ooh. Proud volunteer.
Look at that. That's amazing.
There's that right there. Remember, with God, all things are possible. We waited patiently for this to happen. But as the top said, these are not free. Patrons and volunteers make our mission possible. Become a patron. $22 a month for 6 months. We're going to send you a t-shirt.
Awesome.
Volunteers. 22 hours of volunteering. Get you a t-shirt. The caveat is you must attend one Die Hard drive.
Well, that should be a no-brainer. That's perfect. It gets your feet literally walking the ground there at one of our locations. That's perfect.
Sorry, we only have one right now. But we're only going to build one at a time. There it is. Like, follow, share.
Awesome.
I didn't send that to you guys.
I think you did. That looked awful familiar.
I don't know. I'm not seeing it in any of our chats.
Somewhere I saw that. I don't know. There's enough stuff that flies by. I'm actually not sure where the source was, but that's okay.
Again, folks, understand this. We work with the blessings God provides. So this is why you need to follow our socials, because you never know when God's going to say, here you go. Because as soon as we know, you're going to know. This Monday thing is just cumulative over the week.
Yeah, the easy way to keep people up to date. You want to know what's happening? Here it is. Here we are, and it's every week. You can count on us.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key to saving veterans' lives is predictability. Okay. Why are our fellowship breakfast on the first Wednesday of the month? So people can plan.
Yeah. Predictable.
That's how veterans operate. An SOP, a standard operating procedure. Okay. Things come up all the time. But when Project Die Hard sets something up, we take our time, we plan it out, so that veteran can have predictability in their life that says, on the first Wednesday of the month, I'm going to go eat with my brothers and sisters.
Okay, since you brought it up, spill the beans. Those that haven't heard about it yet, where do they go? How do they get there?
Right now, you got to come to Paducah, Kentucky, to the IHOP. Oh, wait, we just had one last week, didn't we? 33 veterans.
Oh, nice. How many new?
5 first-time veteran visitors.
Yes. You've had new people every month all year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Awesome.
Now, everybody, I want to do fellowship breakfast, but I can't until we have funding and volunteers. If you don't want to volunteer, donate. Then I can hire somebody to run a fellowship breakfast. Yeah, that nice little QR code right up over that corner.
It's over there now.
Yeah.
Scan it. See where it goes. Learn a little more. Go check it out. You're not automatically donating just by scanning that. You still have a couple more things to click, but you can at least go take a look, see if this is what you want to do with your. I mean, we're coming up on the end of the year here. You know, at the end of the year, often people are thinking, tax write-off.
Okay, hold on. On that note, you know, I do a lot of windshield time for the mission, right?
Yes,
And
you do.
I listen to podcasts. I listen to, you know, I'm always learning. Found out through, it was a Christian podcast on business. I forget the name of it. But this year, coming into for 2025, you can take the standard deduction and add $1,000 to that. Without any more paperwork or, you know, going to have to itemize and.
Nice.
So
take advantage of that.
that's for single person. Couples, standard married deduction, $2,000.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're looking for a way to offload some of that taxable income,
What a great idea.
yeah, I got this crazy idea.
I'm going back to here. And, you know, we said that there's 96 spots yet available at $22 a piece. You could take more than one of those. It doesn't have to be 96 people. It could be, you know, the next one on there could take 4 of those spots if they wanted or more, you know?
Again, we divide by $22 on what we need. Now, if you have the means to give 44, praise be to God, give 44. 44, 66, 88. It's how many are you going to take? We need 96 just to keep the lights on. That's not construction. That's not all the other stuff. That keeps us where we're at right now. That doesn't improve the mission.
So with that, we're aiming for that. This is step one, but realize that this is step one. We are heading places quickly and building. Our plan is to build fast now. We need to be running into this coming year with money coming in so that we can not only keep the lights on, but do the remodeling that needs to be done at our location so that we can finish the location and be able to do the next steps. I mean, we've got a lot going on.
Point in question.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on. Oh, and somebody's backstage, he can lead into this, but a lot going on. Our community support program members. Look, this podcast right now that you're watching, whether it's live or recorded, is going out to 750 million people. Would you like a free 2-minute commercial?
It's like, wait, say that again. And then I'll bring Kurt in to join us here. But say that again in case somebody didn't catch that the first time. That's worth saying twice.
This podcast is streaming now on the Mark TV and Nonprofit TV. If you would like a 2-minute free commercial, community at projectdiehard.org. Join our community support program and you get 2 minutes free on our networks.
That's a sweet deal.
So bring him in because he can speak to that better than I can any day of the week.
Excellent. Kurt, you're here joining us. Thanks for being here. Do you want to elaborate at all further on what we're just talking about here with this amazing opportunity that's in front of us?
Yeah, it's a pleasing point in time for me, given, the work that you and I have been doing, Sue, before we plugged into Project Die Hard. We saw, prior to working nonprofit work here at Project Die Hard, that a common issue, moving the mission of a nonprofit forward is outreach, is exposure, is getting enough invites in for supporting financially in all the ways we talk about here. Now, I love the format here, pray and, share the mission, share your time here, donate financially, but it takes getting that out there so that it's not a best kept secret dynamic. So basically my vision is to find people who can help us be a clearinghouse, for to say, again, I was thinking of this before I met Brian and Project Die Hard and dove in here, but to have partners now, like we have been for 5 years with Jay Stoyan, and now Jay Stoyan and the Disability Channel is working with Mark Balin and on the Mark TV, and a few years that you and I have been working, Sue, with Anthony Sardelli with Nonprofit TV, and we've got some other ideas about, as good as our expansive reach is today, we've got other prospects to come in and have them take a look at our community, partnership program here and what we're doing with our synergistic, I'm going to call it our TV family, because, it's a pretty special arrangement here, thinking as a 53-year-old, all the things I've seen and, all the nonprofits that I've been able to learn about and see how they work and all the stuff, I've never seen anything quite as fantastic as this, I've got to say. And we've got, a group yet that we can bring in as a partner yet. Mark Balin's going to have to help us with our friend Eric Zulli from Easy Way TV. He's one that helps us as well get, all this reach. So Sue, you and I.
Oh, I get on that. I don't think you were here before the show, Kurt.
Oh, okay.
I was on Dr. Zulli's show today.
Fantastic. See, everything's moving right along. Nice.
It's coming full circle here.
But now, see, folks, I don't know if Kurt was listening backstage or if he was doing something else. He does that. But working with Mark and Anthony, our community support program members get 2 minutes to explain who they are, what they do, and why do they help the mission. Free of charge. Because when I first met Mark and Anthony, yeah, we're going to have our own channel. We got that. Great. But my biggest push was to take care of those who take care of this mission. And that is our community support program. Are you a ministry, an outreach, a resource partner? Are you a mission supplier or facility supplier? Oh, so you ask, who are they? Go to our website, find out. Support them because they're doing all they can to help us. Why aren't you?
Well, should we give them a quick little plug right now? I can bring up the website and let's do it. Share my screen so you guys can see. I mean, I'm sure anyone watching this has already been to the website, but just in case, it's, projectdiehard.org. And as you scroll down, you will see more info here on the Fellowship Breakfast, bringing heroes hope at no cost. We need our patrons. We need folks to volunteer. And as you go down, check it out. Ministry partners, outreach partners. And I see on the Mark TV right there and Nonprofit TV Network. We have resource partners. Look at this list of resource partners. It is growing. Every time I come back here, there's more. Mission suppliers. Facility suppliers. There's so much good going on and people and businesses coming on board because they see what's happening here.
Well, because they see the need.
Yeah.
And they see the integrity of our mission, the transparency of our mission, the purpose, we're doing it right is the biggest thing I get back from them. Because I ask, why did you join the mission? Because you're doing it right.
Nice. That's what people need to keep hearing so they can get it and hop on board and join the mission. It's open. People need to do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I want to introduce a concept here in marketing flair. I'm going to call it form, fashion, and format. Because when we make announcements here, everything that we are presenting as an announcement, progress, praise report, all the stuff we do here, it's because a person had a cognition with their heart attached to this mission of saving the lives of veterans and came up with, how can I help? Like it's been said here about if you say you should, doesn't as much grow the mission. But if you say, like in Arnold Horshack fashion, Remember Arnold Horseshack, right? So in that fashion, me, jump on in here and tell us what your form, fashion, or format is. Everyone's got one. If folks are homeless, they talk to people, you know, folks who are in kitchens are talking, people who are in executive offices, people are blue collar, white collar. Everybody's got a format that they can say, this is how Project Die Hard's mission and the mission of saving the lives of veterans can come through me, through the people I know. There, in weeks past recently here, somebody was highlighting how, there's a book written and a speaker and somebody who's, assessed that in present time, he figured out that there's a commonality that by the time we reach 80 years old, the present day 80-year-olds, octogenarians, that their life would have been built on approximately 80,000 people. So they talk about it as the 0.01%. That's 0.01% of the world's population that you traverse to make your life what it is, as an 80-year-old right now. So we kind of resemble it. Whatever age we are, take the number of decades and, make that, the number of thousands, so, or the number of 10,000s, so if you look at it that way, we know each of us knows so many people, and using today's tools like LinkedIn or whatever with 6 degrees of separation, we can really take a quantum leap in terms of the quality of people for sure that are in reach. And like we're talking about, we can go through the history since this mission began, and look at one by one how we got here, the people who were involved before I got involved. And then when I got involved, Sue got involved. And, one by one, this keeps growing.
Well, and again, okay, look, guys, I apologize. Next week, I will test the teams and I will make a slide so you can see how many followers we have on this and on this and on this. I don't track that number. Everybody says I'm wrong on doing that. Well, no, that's not worth my time. I'm sorry, it's not. My time is better spent talking with veterans who say, hey, you got time for a cup of coffee? Of course. Or meeting people that my team has found worthy of my time to lock down. All right, thank you, God bless. You're coming onto the mission. This is what we expect of you. This is what we will do for you. Again, folks, only the best will do here at Project Die Hard. I don't know how many times I've ticked off Kurt here when I went, nope, they're not moving any more forward. But no, they had a meeting with me and nope, they're just not fitting. And it wasn't anything Kurt said or did. He did his job. He brought them to that point. But see, my job is to protect the integrity of the mission. And sometimes people just don't weigh up.
You got to be able to meet the minimums, to meet those standards, because that's what our veterans deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, this past Saturday, I was in a video call with a handful of people, and one of the attendees, was this lady from out of Seattle. And, so she is a lady that is a homeless veteran out there in Seattle. And she talked about how she's built up a little support network with other homeless women, but in the circles she's walking, she has not met another, homeless veteran woman, in terms of veteran, attaching the veteran piece to it as well. And so I offered to her that if we here at Project Dire, basically through what Sue and I are doing, can, create something that becomes a way that people can come into this and, be a part of the fold, be a part of the team. And, she had this energy of, she's doing what she can do to survive herself. That's job one, to figure out what she's going to do with her own circumstance. But, with time in a day where she's got nothing to do to advance her own personal issues, she wants to also have a greater good issue. But it's just really eye-opening, when she's in the conversation and then she says, my suicide attempt was in June. And she just says it very matter of fact, just in terms of, sharing. And,
Well, okay, let's Sarah.
Yeah.
Our teammate, right?
Yeah.
She was with the mission, and then what happened to her?
She went homeless.
She went homeless. She gives me praise because I'm the only one that reached out to her and put her in contact with resources and all that when she said she was getting homeless. But again, Sarah, if you're watching this, it's not me, man. No, you're a veteran. You needed help. I wish I could do more. I wish you didn't even have to go through that in your life. I really do. But see, I don't take shortcuts. I can't take shortcuts. Our first facility needs built.
Right.
Because plans, policies, procedures need worked out. Not developed. We already got them here and in files and in Word docs and Excel spreadsheets and God. I got 3 screens here, folks. When one of my team reaches out, hey, Brian, you got that information? Give me an hour. Because I got, that one's full of icons. This one's my working screen. This one's halfway filled. And I name so many things throughout the day. That little search thing, it's given up on me. I don't know what you're looking for.
Before we're done with you, Brian, you're going to have screens all the way around you. You're going to be in the middle. You're just going to be pivoting all day long.
No, because by then I will be paying somebody to sit in front of screens all day.
There you go. There you go. That's
you can do the things that you enjoy and are best suited for, and keep filling the role that you're meant for. We need people to come in and use their strengths and
again, folks, I'd much rather be at the fob riding a lawnmower, as Forrest Gump did. Okay, folks? I'm not in this for fame or fortune. Never have been, never will be. And if you come here thinking you're going to get rich or get famous, I got news for you. It ain't going to happen. Well, I can't say it won't. If God wills it, it will happen. But as long as I'm at a Die Hard Drive, you'll see me in a volunteer shirt. Because I'm no better than anybody else.
Yeah, the idea when you mention fame or fortune, that those are words that attach to the mission, to this issue that we're solving. Happy birthday, U.S. Marines 250 years. And so that's a little reminder that, we've gone over a couple centuries here not having got over and above this issue. And in recent decades, with you know, the calculus that you have to use to follow where this issue has gone and it continues to go, and we don't have it captivated. That's where we need this magnitude. And that's where, I've said before, I think of the term all hands on deck. It literally is for everybody that hears this, and then it's the domino effect. We got to get pervasive around it. And the big key is to captivate, the non-military, the non-veteran community like Sue and myself. We need folks who have not gotten familiar. Like a decade ago, I was not that familiar. A decade ago, I opened myself up to say, this is striking me that I need to pay more attention. I've been missing, how I've not been available to help take attention to this issue. And so I was predisposed when I met you, Brian, to say, when you were on that podcast and you said everything you're doing is kind of like, or it was right in front of me. It was my calling. Hearing you talk about this mission and our chance to talk for an hour, it like fell right into place, that I was not doing a lot, in what we do here at Project Die Hard. And it offered me to make this a daily thing. And this has been the important thing, that the Roscoffs make a daily thing to open up our house to the business of veterans.
Yeah, again, look, folks, are you being called? Okay, let's go back here. 250 years for the Marine Corps, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing to light this issue of veteran suicide. Don't think that this problem has only developed since 9/11. I can guarantee you World War I, World War II, they called it shell-shocked.
Mm-hmm.
We call it post-traumatic. The negative influence that the word suicide has, that's the first thing we want to change on everybody is, yes, it's a bad thing, but it's not a crime. They died by suicide. They didn't commit it. They died by it. Okay, that's important. Because if you don't talk about the problem, it just sits there and festers.
Yeah, that's something I had to learn. I had to dive into this issue. I did learn it before I was introduced to you in Project Die Hard, but that really struck me, that it was common communication coming out of my mouth, like you say, the idea of committing suicide, and even in faith. Like Sue and I are in the Catholic Church community, and kind of in being confirmed, and in the premise of Catholic doctrine, within which you learn at Sundays, or I don't know about present day, but back in my day in the 80s, it was something where, sinful, to take your life, the idea of, thou shalt not kill, when you kill yourself, you're breaking the commandment, that becomes the whole thing.
Well, again, is it a sin? Yes, it's a sin. But my belief is this, because I heard the demons. I've heard the demons talking. It's okay, just give up. Just give up. Oh yeah, look, man, clean the gun. Just give up. You got this. It's easy. Just give up. Those are demons talking. So really, is it a person's fault?
No, absolutely not. I mean, in present day awareness, I was in the last decade, I was taught the largest healthcare crisis known to humankind is social isolation. So the idea of community, neighboring, you know, brethren and congregation, all the things that it's innate need that we have, and it's not to say if people go into seclusion and they're enjoying nobody else around. I mean, there is something to that when somebody's in that place for that space, but it's more common and more typical, you know, pretty unanimous that with the 8 billion of us on the planet, we all need constant fellowship, like the fellowship breakfast, and that
Again,
ability to ask for assistance, to ask for aid, to ask for an uplift, you know, mental health
totally,
in general. Yeah.
totally agree. That's what our facilities are for. Our facilities are for veterans, veteran residents, veterans. But that doesn't mean the community can't come and interact with veterans.
Right.
That means the community can't come and learn from the experience of veterans. Dawn, go back, look at our past podcast. She's doing outstanding work for the female veteran community right now, right? Take a survey. It doesn't cost you nothing. Sisters, help your sister out there. But her discussion that we're having behind the scenes now is she developed an avatar AI. She goes, I've stuffed it on the shelf. I haven't brought it out. I said, oh, you're bringing that bad boy out. Because this is what came to me, and this is where we need volunteers. Picture this. I want to learn how to talk to a veteran. Boom, pulls up Project Die Hard. Go here, hit this link. And there's that AI. And you get to talk into your mic. Hey, how you doing? And that veteran will respond. Crazy of me?
No.
Yeah, that is important because part of the civilian community or the non-military, non-vet community is, the ignorance and the you always fear if you're going to do more harm than good. And we're in such a litigious society. The Good Samaritan thing is even something that people are tenuous with. So to be able to have an AI experience to kind of start getting your aha moments in your own privacy, it makes it private because you're talking to a computer program. And so it allows a person to be in their own solitude and not fear embarrassment of saying something like, don't commit suicide. And it's like, that's not, the best language to use. You can kind of learn how your words can,
Can
help.
affect a discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, folks, this is more of veterans getting together with her on what's the response. Okay, I can say all day when you are in line at the convenience store and you say, "Hey, man, how's your day going?" You might be that voice they need to hear, where that veteran opens up to you.
So you're talking a lot of peer support, veteran to veteran support is more the emphasis.
No, I'm
No? Okay.
talking about the AI being the veteran that you run into
So
on your everyday walks.
so both veterans and non-vets would use it to just be better engaging with an
Well,
AI.
this is primarily for the non-veteran to
Yeah.
learn how to interact with veterans.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
because
Well,
we are a different animal.
yeah, and that's where I was taught as a non-vet, kind of like as an EMT, where you say equal or better care, and when you have a chance for your patient to see the doctor, you've reached your goal basically. And so I was taught to look at this like as a non-veteran, to be able to help that veteran get interaction with another veteran is very valuable. And that's why the suicide hotline 988 has the one to go to talk to a veteran, because that is exponentially more valuable when
It
it's,
is, but
yeah.
again, we have to educate the public that look, we're not that different. We're human beings just like you. We just been trained differently. So I guarantee the way I walk and carry myself, I've been told I scare little kids at times.
Somehow I believe that, but that's all good. They've got to know that there's a wide variety of people out there, and I don't think you're big and scary, but if you carry yourself like you're all good, that's noticeable.
Yeah, yesterday I was on with someone who I had no idea was a veteran, but visiting with her for a half hour into it, I just had to ask him, like, "Are you a veteran?" Because I heard like that militant regiment, mission certain. She wasn't saying these words, but just the context, and like she doesn't care what other people think. She just is out to get the objective done. I'm like, this sounds like a lot of veterans that I've met. She fit into that mold, and sure enough, she's very proud of, especially one of her sons. Apparently, has a lot of commendations or whatever. But we're going to be keeping with her in January. She's going to be ready to look at our family centric side of what we do. That we include family, and then kind of the dynamic. So, like say at Fob Rush, if there are children at the Fob, what's the opportunity for Project Die Hard to support the children of the veterans family. Yeah.
Again, that's you two have told me that we're the only organization I know of that are bringing veterans with their families into a resident program.
Pretty unique. That's huge. Still goes back to that part of we need to finish the physical locations, do that piece.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. That goes back to this.
That little QR code over
that
there.
code.
Yeah, it's a little interesting because in our country, in the U.S. Aging and Disability Services Bureau work, they learned, that 15 years ago they knew they had to do training that when you have a senior citizen or you have an American with a disability that needs services, that the old school going 20 years ago and prior was just recipient of benefits. The person qualifies, and then they're on their own to deal with the family unit and the caregiver and all the stuff. So in our federal bureaucracy, they've been knowing for 15 years already that you got to serve the unit, not just the person that we're trying to have positive outcomes with. And that's where they talk about evidence-based funding and evidence-based services and all that. The evidence shows that when you want to have more sustainable outcomes and make it more economical for stretching that dollar, support the whole family when you're using the funds.
Yeah. I'm just, yeah, for me, it's family unit. Scripture tells us to have a family unit. It does. So I'm just following that rule. But then when veterans call me living in a car with a wife and 3 kids, that's an issue that needs addressed. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah. And I know we are coming up on our time already here. I want to make sure we have a chance for a final thought and any last things you want to make sure to share out there, including Brian. I'm going to put it your way as far as with tomorrow being Veterans Day. Any words that you want to share along those lines, and that message of hope. Brian, I'll start with you.
All right. Veterans Day, brothers and sisters, thank you for everything you've done. You made it. You're here. Enjoy the day. Enjoy it. Get all the free goodies you can. Go get all the free meals. Okay? But remember to check on your buddies. If you're doing okay, make sure your buddy is doing okay. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow's a great day to say, hey, dude, let's go get lunch. I'm buying.
Perfect.
Don't give up the fight. We're here fighting for you. Stay strong. And hopefully we got some bigger news next week. Over to you, Sue.
All right. Well, Kurt, I want to pass it your way next.
Well, I'm looking at this from, an interdependent standpoint that, our expression is we need you. And, Wednesday is Sue's birthday. So there's a gift to Sue with your presence being here Wednesday on that day, November 12th. And, so know that you're in my prayers, and this is a strengthening journey for me. By participating in the veteran community and with people like yourself, I become stronger when I hear how veterans are going through the journey and the struggles, and I look at what I go through. It gives me different perspective. So the point is value. You are valued, you are treasured, you are loved, you are revered. You have what your life represents as being esteemed. Our heavenly creator created you with a purpose, and it may be something where you feel out of touch with it. You maybe don't feel it. That demon may be sitting there, like Brian is telling you to, that voice is there saying it's not worth it. When you have those thoughts and that's happening, that's where I hope the best for you and your strength. I wish you all the strength to be able to lean the other way, turn away from that darkness and those thoughts. Our friend Mark Balin calls me the beacon of light and all the stuff. So basically the idea is optimism, that trust that there is a way. We've said before, be careful to not have a long-term decision with a short-term issue, so that's what I hope for you, is that you have faith and you hang on for the days and weeks ahead and look at what our Heavenly Father has in store for you. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. And that leads right into what I'm always saying. God's not done with you yet. You are here for a purpose, and help us help you. We can help you figure out what that is. If you're at a place right now where you're not sure what that means, that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. But I ask for you to take that leap of faith and reach out, ask for the help. It's all good. That's why we're here. Project Die Hard Mission Monday update every Monday night. You can join us on here if you like. We always are happy to have guests joining us as well. And we are always grateful for what everybody's doing. I'm going to say one last time that QR code right above here, use it, please. We are in that mode right now that we need help to be able to make the difference that we're after in the big scheme of things here. So God's not done with you yet. And for all of us here with